This is KGW News at Sunrise.
The 106-year-old bridge is at risk of catastrophic failure in the event of an earthquake.
Supporters say replacing the I-5 bridge is an urgent matter, but it's also expensive, and that price tag has critics popping off. Plus,
it's a win-win for everybody.
So if you love trying new, delicious food and supporting local women and BIPOC owners, this story is going to be for you. How to get your hands on what they're calling a foodie passport, coming up at 5:15.
This is Beckham, one of the many cute animals that you can come see at the Oregon Egg Fest happening this weekend. And we got more. We got heifers, we got goats, and we got heifers that are peeing live on camera. Oh. We have chickens and rabbits. We'll have more from the Oregon Egg Fest here at the Oregon State Fairgrounds coming up all morning long. Beckham!
Devin Haskins is a good old farm boy on this Friday morning. Happy Friday, by the way. It is so good to hear your voice and have you back in studio.
Thank you. It's kind of weird to be back after a little time off, but it's also okay, fine.
Yeah, she was gone for almost 3 weeks. Tell everybody where you went.
Singapore and Korea. I'll have many more photos to share, though, a little bit later.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, I want you to take the stage because it has been amazing weather-wise.
Yeah, today's the day where some people will say, oh, I don't like it to be this warm. Other people will be rejoicing in the warm afternoon. We do have clear skies up top this morning. Early morning number, 53 degrees out at the airport. We'll be 74 at noon today. We are expecting a bit of an east wind, and that will help give us an extra boost in the temperature department. Yesterday, we did make it to 81. We had forecasted 80, and today 86 would easily be a record high. Today's record is 82. We'll have your complete forecast into the weekend coming up.
Getting warm. Okay, thank you, Rod. We start things off with breaking news overnight in the Montevilla neighborhood. Portland police say a man in a wheelchair died in a hit-and-run crash at Northeast 82nd Avenue and Gleason Street. It happened just after midnight. Portland Fire was first on scene, and firefighters, well, they tried to save the man's life, but he died before ambulance arrived. Police say the driver took off and has not been found.
The I-5 bridge project has been decades in the making and only seems to be getting more complicated. Last night, lawmakers heard from local leaders, transportation officials, and the public.
Yeah, they weighed in on the latest plan to pay for a new bridge, which now lumps in another controversial I-5 project. Catherine Cook explains.
First, the I-5 bridge replacement will increase safety.
For 2.5 hours, people weighed in on House Bill 2098. The bill breaks down how Oregon could pay for a new interstate bridge. The state would commit $1 billion from its general fund, same as Washington, plus whatever toll costs may cover. Supporters praised its focus on leveraging federal funding to pay for the new span.
We need this project. We need this bridge. It needs to be replaced now. We have a window for federal money that is not going to come back again.
Many emphasize the critical need to replace the bridge, knowing it would fail if and when the big one hits, and the importance of improving transportation commerce.
With severe congestion during peak travel hours, the bridge is no longer serving those travelers efficiently or safely. Further, the 106-year-old bridge is at risk of catastrophic failure in the event of an earthquake.
Amendments in the bill call for capping bridge spending at $6.3 billion. Critics say a limit that high feels like handing ODOT a blank check.
We need a bridge that is climate forward. And we need it to leave money for vital transportation improvements throughout the state.
Another amendment suggests making the bridge smaller and capping spending at $3.4 billion. Many community members supported that option.
So I'm asking you as a father, as a teacher, and as a business owner to shrink this project. Please tell ODOT to live within their means and pay for this project using some of the billions of dollars they manage every biennium.
Another big sticking point with the latest edition of the bill, it lumps in the Rose Quarter expansion with the I-5 bridge replacement. A line of the bill says the legislature will fully fund the Rose Quarter project in the next 2 legislative sessions. Many have long opposed widening that part of the interstate for environmental reasons. They want an I-5 option that doesn't do that.
An approach that connects our communities without endangering the general fund or the climate.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
A group of lawmakers is trying to push pause on a plan to add tolls to I-205. This new bill introduced in the Oregon legislature this week would hold off on tolling for 2 years. Previous bills have tried to completely block tolling on I-205. This one is just asking for a delay while a task force studies the impact. Other headlines we're tracking this morning. We do have a traffic alert to pass along. I-5 South on the lower deck of the Markham Bridge will be closed starting from 10 o'clock Sunday night to 5 o'clock Monday morning. All traffic will detour onto I-405 South. ODOT is closing the bridge so it can wrap up inspections. The Clackamas County DA has released the name of a homicide suspect shot and killed by law enforcement. This happened Monday night after a chase. The DA says 20-year-old Jack Watson shot at the officers as he tried to get away. Authorities accuse him of killing a man inside an adult entertainment store on Sunday. The officers involved in the shooting have now been placed on leave. And finally, the group Bike Loud PDX is hosting a rally today calling for more access to safe biking in the city. They're meeting downtown at 5 p.m. at the Salmon Street Springs, or you can catch them at City Hall at 5:30. And those are some of your Friday morning headlines.
A KGW viewer recently asked us to check in on Portland's first Safe Rest Village that opened in Multnomah Village about a year ago. So here's what we found. Since last June, All Good Northwest, excuse me, which manages the community, has temporarily housed 49 people in these tiny homes. Of those, 9 people have moved into permanent housing. Neighbors, though, say their property values have dropped since the camp opened, and noise, in particular, has been a big issue.
It's on and off. Sometimes it's very active, as I said, very noisy, slamming doors, some yelling and shouting.
Learning how to be good neighbors has been, it's been a challenge, but it's also been an opportunity, because what we find is as we show up as good neighbors, more and more people support the work that we do here.
4 Safe Rest Villages are open, with a 5th under construction off the Peninsula Crossing Trail in North Portland. So these are separate from the mayor's sanctioned mass homeless camps, the first of which is slated for the Clinton Triangle area in Southeast.
Okay, before we get to Rod's forecast, we do want to officially kind of welcome you back.
Aww.
When are you going to show us some pictures?
Right now.
Oh, good.
Actually, I took a bunch. So these are a bunch of Americans in Singapore, all there at what we call the Asia Open. It's a West Coast swing dance event. That's me in Korea, about to leave for Singapore.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful sight of Singapore there from the sky. This is one of their sky trains that we took.
That doesn't even look real.
I know.
Does it? It looks
I know,
kind of
right?
Futuristic.
It's gorgeous. I will say Singapore, gorgeous, amazing food. Lots of my friends here too, but also super muggy. Really
Is
warm.
It humid?
Super humid. Yes, that was my partner at the Korean Open. Lots of Korean barbecue. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't even tell you the food. Here's more food. That's Korea. This is bingsu. I mean, that's a Michelin star restaurant. Bingsu is like really finely shaved ice, and sometimes finely shaved milk. It's all piled up. They have all these toppings on. I mean, you know, $3 in Singapore for a full-on meal.
Serious?
Yeah, that you'd get here in Portland for like 20. I will say that is something I'm going to miss, like massively, the food. And of course, the amazing sights and the people who are so, so kind. They were so fun to dance with and talk to and get to know.
Yeah, and then the competition. That's what you went over there for, some West Coast swing? Is
yeah,
that it?
Yeah, some dancing, some competition, and of course, like seeing the sights and eating all the food.
She doesn't even look one little bit jet lagged either.
I feel pretty good.
It's so nice to have you back. It really is.
It was Wednesday afternoon, and so I had one day to kind of fully recover, and I'm back for a Friday.
Right, just for one day.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
We make her work through the weekend. She seems like she has plenty of energy. All right, let's get you outside to what happened yesterday. It's been quite a week, you know. I mean, 2 days ago we hit the 70s for the very first time this year. Yesterday, just like that, we popped up into the 80s for the very first time this year in Portland at PDX. It was 81. Hillsboro shared that. Not everybody made it into the 80s. Salem, Kelso 78. Troutdale, though, 83. McMinnville 79. Vancouver hit 80 degrees yesterday. And today we're going to take it up another complete notch. 5 degrees or more expected in much of the area. High pressure has basically made it to its center point right on the top of our heads. Today will be the warmest of the week. Here are the early morning numbers. It's pleasant outside. 48 Kelso. Portland's now down to 53. Salem, McNary Field down to 51. 47 up in Astoria. 44 out in the Dalles. Baker City, the one freezing spot on the map this morning at 32. I still think we get enough of an east wind today that we will see some 80-degree temperatures pop along the coast. Best chance of that the absolute best chance of that would be Seaside, I would say, and then up into the Astoria area near the Columbia River where the east wind comes through. It's not going to be the windiest day, but just enough to add extra warming. Tomorrow the beach will be cooling back down, but should stay dry. Some low clouds in the morning and then partly cloudy skies. And Sunday, everybody it's back in the clouds with much cooler weather. Doesn't look like a lot of measurable moisture Sunday. It might end up being more drizzle or just traces of moisture even at the coast. Here's the way Futurecast shows us. So today everybody's sunny. Tomorrow there's the low cloudiness at the coast, a sign of cooler weather. And here comes the march of low clouds and cool weather inland. That's Sunday morning. Weather models insist that we don't get much in the way of measurable precipitation. Again, it's going to be mostly Sunday for Portland, Salem, and Vancouver. Low clouds, maybe some mist or just traces of moisture with the cooler temps in the 60s. 86 today, the record's 82, so we will easily smash that. 80 tomorrow, 65 Sunday. And then we have an ongoing shower chance next week with partly cloudy skies and temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday back up to 70. Weather models give us very little measurable precip. We'll see. Again, today, 86 degrees. That's your warm forecast.
Oh, wowee. Okay, thanks, Rod.